dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Been a while since I sang that song. Small tear coming down my face. Hello, GC. Look at you. Hello, Eric, as well. But, we've been talking about your looks for the past 2 months. Now it's time to focus on GC's look. Who does he look like right now? For those that are just listening, he is fully entrenched in Movember. You have shaved the beard, but the mustache is... did you not notice this, Eric? I feel like you're just noticing it right now.
Yeah, so I can only see you. So I have to watch the
got
feed.
it. Okay. Because I saw
you want me to send you a selfie? Rick?
Anytime.
I got one right here. I'll send it to you.
By the way, anytime you guys like play packages and graphics and all these things, I'm 30 seconds, 40 seconds behind any of that. I can literally only see you.
Feels like something we should address. No, feels like something we should fix on the back end.
Very important to bring it up now, Rick.
Wait, you guys don't know this. You don't know what you're sending out. That seems like an even bigger problem.
I've never actually been in your chair, right? I've never actually been a guest.
Yeah, but I'm talking to Frank. He's like, oh, you're bringing it up now. Like, you don't know what you're sending to people?
That's in a different lane. I stay in my lane.
Yeah, he's an audio guy.
Okay.
I feel like we need to talk to
that's
perhaps
problematic, potentially.
So, GC, you are fully entrenched here. We're not going with the look where Arnold, who's also... involved. And by the way, I think New York Rick once upon a time was involved in Movember, right? Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, I used to do it every year.
Yeah, you're not doing the whole shave down, grow the stash. You're doing just keep the stash right off the bat.
Yeah. So shave the beard down, just keep the stash. I'll keep, mowing down the beard as it comes along. And yeah, we raised $1,350 last year.
Oh, we're going to kill that this year.
That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. It reminds you when you go to the page,
what page?
The Movember page. I'll plug it. I'll plug it later on after my picks. I'll do the same thing as last year. Any winnings I have from the bets, I'll donate those to Movember. If I lose, I'll match my losses, donate those to Movember as well. So $1,350 is the goal. It reminds you how much you got last year to kind of give you an incentive for this year. But yeah, one of my favorite months. I mean, first thing I did yesterday when I woke up, beard gone. Oh yeah, I was looking forward to it, honestly.
And why do you do this?
So Movember is like an actual charitable cause, like what Arnold Allen was talking about. Like the donations is for a foundation called Movember, and it's mental health for males, prostate cancer awareness, testicular cancer awareness. It's really just all surrounding all aspects of men's health, suicide prevention as well, tagged along with the mental health. So I see it's a good cause. I love having a mustache. I get to do it for a whole month. I mean, I could look at this all day.
You love it.
Love it, dude. You shake up. Everyone you see, they're like, oh, a mustache. Like as soon as I walked in the control room today, like you forget that you have it too. Everyone's just
you don't feel that you have it? Like you don't feel like a force on top of your lip there as opposed to...
No, you forget about it pretty quickly. And
wow.
Then, yeah, like everyone kind of reacts weird and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I have this dashing mustache.
Yeah, no, it's a solid mustache.
I thought it was a caterpillar.
Wow. Why don't you rock it the whole year if you like it so much?
I like the 1 month special.
Okay.
I still think at the end of the day the beard looks better, but it's fun to shake it up.
By the way, what does your girlfriend think of this look?
Oh, loves it.
Loves it.
She counts the days down to November.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I feel like most women would not like the stat.
No,
wow.
She loves it. She loves it.
I don't know if I believe you, but
she loves it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
should we get her on the line?
That's a keeper. Yeah. Line 1, Frank. Why don't you call her up and ask? I feel like he's not telling us the truth. I think if I would have shaved my beard and kept the stash, I would have been kicked out.
Yeah, I think she's learned to accept it. This is year 4.
Year 4. Wow.
To experience it.
Well, I can't wait. You said 1,300 last year?
1,350.
Yeah, I think
that's the goal. Oh, I think it's.
New York Rick getting involved too?
Doesn't look like it.
I'm not.
It's November 2nd.
He's got a beard.
Yeah,
but I'll help. I'll contribute.
I feel like you're now like. I feel like the look is set now, right? Like the hair even has a little style to it.
Me?
Yeah, I feel like you're done.
No. Yeah, this hair's got to go longer.
Really?
Gotta get an undercut going. Yeah.
I feel like this is great. I feel like this is it. No.
This is still too close to a buzz.
Like, this is a buzz. You even have like you have like a faux hawk right now.
Yeah, I know. I have like what do they call that? A cowlick? I don't even. Yeah, I think that's called a cowlick. I've got like the hair. No, this is.
No,
I think it looks good.
I think it looks great.
I think it'd look a little bit better if you had a mustache to pair with it.
No, we've seen how my face shape looks. So, but I need to get a little comb enough length for a comb at least. You know, like
I don't
this
know
is
about that, but all right.
no.
To each his own. All right. Well, this is all very good stuff. All very inspiring.
But yes, good
stuff.
cause. Shout out to GC for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
shout out to Arnold Allen.
Shout out to Arnold Allen.
Doing
I
it
mean,
as well.
Right.
Yeah. Jared Gordon has a great beard, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Asked him if he
Does.
very thick, very strong. What a story. All right, gents. Well, we got to get back on track.
And is this just Groundhog Day? I mean, it just feels like every week we're
I was telling GC before, I don't know about this week, and maybe that's the best feeling. Maybe we have been too confident.
I mean,
maybe a little humility will do us good.
We are getting quite close. I think if we lose 2 more, we're officially in the negatives.
Oh my gosh,
lost money on this endeavor.
We won't though.
I like that attitude, Rick. Let's randomize this order.
Okay, here we go. Of course, the big one is Amanda Lemos versus Marina Rodriguez. Daniel Rodriguez also against Neil Magny. Rick first. Oh,
we'll get the first pick, followed by Connor, followed by Frank, followed by Ariel bringing up the caboose.
Yes. Now, there's several ones that you can choose from. There's the UFC. There's boxing. GC told me none of the other smaller shows have lines out, right? So I guess there aren't several. There's just basically 2.
They have lines, but they're not going to be up on
DraftKings, right?
Even WWE.
Yeah, Frank's anchoring for WWE on.
Oh, you want
no?
You want a little crown jewel?
No.
If you had WWE, then I'm adding Georgia football.
All right.
No, we're not. No, none of this. None of this garbage.
There we go. All right, Rick, lead the way, man. You got a full empty slate.
So the obvious move here is to take Miranda Maverick, but I'm going to leave that one on the table for later since I'm going first. I'm going to be courteous.
Wow.
And I'm going to take the adjusted over.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking.
The over 1.5 in Polyana Viana and Jinyu Fry.
Oh, interesting. You like this one?
I mean, it's thrown a wrench into certain members of the.
Oh no, Frankie! Was that yours, Frank?
All right. So do I need to
no?
And take?
I mean, you come equipped with one pick. You kind of pay.
That's it. You only had one pick in the back pocket.
It was. I mean, I thought very specific.
Listen. I'm very happy to take Miranda Maverick right now.
No,
very happy. No issues.
I think Ariel's saying no because. He's looking to take Miranda.
No, I will just say. Well, first of all, who's second?
I like both of them.
Connor's second.
Oh, okay. So I mean, someone's gonna take it. You could take Miranda Maverick, and he could take that. I mean, I feel like it's like 6 and 1/2 dozen in the other.
Right, this is
circle back to me if she's still there at the end. We'll swap it in. I'll take her, no problem.
I have a hard time thinking she'll still be there.
Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, sure. So I'm actually going to go with the money line. I won't be taking Miranda Maverick. I will be taking my man Mario Bautista.
I was looking at that one. All right, minus 285 against Benito Lopez, plus 240.
Lopez, haven't seen the octagon in 40 months. Long layoff. Maybe he's leveled up. Bautista, he's already 2-0 in 2022. I think he's got advantages almost everywhere. I think he gets it done.
I like it.
I like it as well. That leads us to Frank. Yeah,
this is tough.
Wow.
Lots of options. What a great card, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's one of the better offerings.
Yeah, I'm really excited to watch it.
Oh yeah,
going over to GC's to watch that.
There's some decent fights. Come on.
I think I'm gonna do a money line.
Okay.
Miranda Maverick.
Nice, Frankie.
And that leaves us one.
Yes, that is I. By the way, I want to look at the before I make my pick, which I have one.
Yeah, a lot of alt totals.
What is Bivol at? November 5th here. Can't go with Inoue, minus 1,600. That would be right up my alley. Where's geez, there's so many.
Inoue by decision.
Well, where's do they not have him here? Let me just search for his name. Oh, there he is. Minus 550. Not bad. So we have that. Also, of course, I was burnt last time I did boxing with Michaela Mayer. I'll tell you one that I've got my eye on, but I think it's probably too risky for these purposes. I like Mark Madsen against Grant Dawson, even though he's an H-Dow.
Yeah, I think he just stays your
Yeah. Just stay away from that. Okay. Can I tell you the one that I'm looking at right now? I'm looking at Marina Rodriguez, Amanda Lemos. Fight starts round 2.
Wow, that's tasty.
Minus 750.
Wow.
Now, let me just make sure that I'm reading this correctly. That means once the second round starts, I win.
Correct.
That's correct. If the second round starts.
They have to
Yes.
actually start the second round.
Right.
It means there can't be a finish in the first, and
Yes.
nobody can not get off the stool for round 2. There must be 1 second off the clock.
Yeah.
The second round has to start.
Second round has to start.
Yeah.
Once we get to 459, I win. Right?
That's right.
That sounds
That's
like
correct.
Yeah.
1 second into the round.
Like if it's just 30 seconds into the round, if it's a half a second.
Right.
Yes, any seconds, any moments into the round. Not even the horn. As soon as the horn goes off.
By the way, what if it's Dr.
You won't even be
Stoppage
able to
in
type
between
out on
first
the
and
text.
second? No.
Then you do
You don't
not
want
wow.
to just go over 1.5, keep it simple.
Why?
I don't know.
What, by the way, that's not even being offered here.
It is.
Oh, what is
Difference-
it?
The difference in line is huge. Minus 750 for starts round 2, minus 450 for over 1.5.
I don't see it. I'm looking at best fight odds. Is that
I'm looking at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Oh,
So
the show
that
is
means-
sponsored by it.
yeah? Well, but
You have to
I'm
get
looking
halfway
at
through
the.
round.
But that means I have to get halfway through.
Oh, the
You have to
second
get
round.
halfway through round 2.
No,
yeah.
that would be the exact same thing that Frank did and got burnt. What?
Yeah. The-
Oh,
I
we're
mean,
still
two and a
remembering
half-
that one.
2.5 minutes for 300 points. So
Guys, at the end of the day, we are not being judged on our points here. We're being judged on our
Ariel
wins and
wants
losses.
to lock it up.
I want the
I'm
wins.
okay with the logic here.
I'm
okay with
going.
the logic here.
I'm going. Fight starts round 2. Lemos Rodriguez. We're just trying to get back on track here, fellas.
Oh,
Well,
okay,
let's
you're
not
just
get-
doing us a favor.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm on a bit of a roll here. as of
I
late.
follow. I'm with it. I like
Yeah.
it.
So what are the odds for the entire parlay?
that's what I'm figuring out as we speak right now.
Can we make the case to the DraftKings guys that this is such a big card that we should get a boost for this?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure that'll go over swimming
Yeah.
for us.
They should double.
There's fights on this that I like. I gotta be honest.
Name me 3.
I mean, Magny and Rodriguez is an interesting
Okay,
fight.
3. That's why I said 3.
I like that fight. The main event's interesting. I think people are docking it points, obviously, because it's the main event. But that's an interesting fight. I'm all in.
Marina
on
Rodriguez
Lemos
gets his
versus
title shot
Rodriguez.
on a win.
Magny Rodriguez is the best fight by far. I do like the Dawson Madsen fight.
And I was gonna say that one too. Like it.
Obviously, I
There's-
love
there's
MMA.
3.
Of course, there's a lot to, but like we have to admit, this is a pretty thin card, right?
Yes, I think
Don't make me sound like a hater
everyone
here.
believes
I-
the last 4 fight nights have been subpar.
But yeah, that's the thing. Is this any worse than some of the last couple? They're all kind of
Actually-
All equally bad.
actually-
in the muck right now.
Actually,
The
DC and I were arguing this. He actually said that this card was better than last week's, and I said,
this is my point.
no, I
Definitely better.
could not disagree more. Here's the thing: Alan Cater going in was that's a potential number 1 contender fight. Is that alone raises the profile of everything?
Rodriguez and Lemos is a potential number 1 contender fight.
Are you really comparing in terms of stature and star power,
Listen.
Alan Cater?
You're also comparing one fight to one fight. It's
Yeah.
I think top to bottom.
Also,
this card's
Rodriguez
top to
has a
bottom.
loss to Esparza. I know it was split decision.
Very contested split decision as far as Rodriguez too, or Lee Rodriguez for the title. Depth wise,
I think. Look, you
This
know what
card is
hurts a
better
lot
than
of these
last one.
cards
You're
when
crazy.
it doesn't feel like the main event has
Sure.
the juice that people want. They're gonna look at it. I don't love it. It's not bad. But
losing jails on
I'm
Almeida.
comparing it to the
ruined
rest of the
everything.
not bad. You know,
Yeah.
I'm comparing it to the rest of the muck.
I mean, this is only my second fall watching every single UFC event from start to finish, but feels like the fight nights definitely get phoned in a little bit more once the fall months come around.
It's just the
What-
sound of the crowd.
By the way,
Gets me going.
wasn't always the case. Hate to bring it up.
Like we were having
Wasn't always
some-
the case.
We were having we had a stretch over the summer that it was just like every week they were bringing it.
But no,
Yeah.
I'm saying wasn't always the case. Pre-pandemic, it wasn't always.
I hear what you're
It's they don't have to sell tickets. Well, they sell those $2,000 like VIP.
I was about to say Arnold Allen
Yeah.
revealed the price tag on those.
Jeez Louise.
So the final parlay,
Yes.
Yes.
Polyana Viana, Jinyu Frey over 1.5, Mario Bautista money line, Miranda Maverick money line, and the main event, Marina Rodriguez, Amanda Lemos to start round 2, plus 114. I want to say this is our shortest odds yet. Let's do it. Let's get back in the win column. We just need to shake the losing streak.
Plus 114. Did you say?
Just as an exercise? What does it become if we go over 1.5 in the main event?
I feel like
plus 114 turns to plus 131.
Negligible. By the way, it's still an H-Dow.
No.
Yes, it is. And number 2, haven't there been parlay pals that have been in the minus, or am I wrong about that?
No.
Oh, we've never had that.
If you're doing a 4-fight parlay that's still in the minus, just get out.
It's right up my alley. I'm not going to lie.
By the way, we have a parlay pals text thread, and at 4:22, so 14 minutes ago, you GC texted us a picture of yourself. Why is that?
He was texting me.
You're not paying attention, Aaron?
Oh, I didn't realize that you were
bathroom break.
Because unlike Frank and Joe over there, he's trying to keep it all running smoothly.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean, this was fresh off the shave yesterday. Spirits were high, feeling good.
Yeah. Okay.
There it is. I mean, sounds like a winner to me.
I feel good about it. I wasn't feeling great. I feel good. I feel like we're
Poliana Viana round 1 submission.
We're a little beat up right now. We're a little are we trying to sabotage ourselves? What's happening here?
Sabotaging. It's just prepare for the worst, expect the best.
Expect the best, prepare for the worst. Okay. What about your picks?
Yeah.
I feel great about mine.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Cool. Well, let's do it. Let's see if I can pull these bad boys up here. Just doing some. Okay. All right, yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, here we go.
Just had to do a little stuff there. Look where I start off. My man, Mario Bautista, the man that I took in the parlay, took him earlier this week. Like I said, Benito Lopez coming off a 40-month layoff. Maybe he's leveled up. Maybe he's better than he ever was, and he's just going to prove me wrong, and people are going to be cashing some heavy underdog tickets on him. I hope that's not the case, but I would be surprised. I think Bautista just has this fight everywhere. I just think he has the better striking. I think he's going to have more volume. I think he's the more explosive fighter. I think if it does go to the ground, I think he probably has the advantage there as well. I think he gets this done by finish or by dominant decision.
All right.
Moving on to the next one, Miranda Maverick. She is also in our parlay, but I will be taking her inside the distance here. Really not much to say on this one. Back in 2019, they fought in Invicta. It was counted as an exhibition, but Miranda Maverick choked her out in the first round. Miranda Maverick's still only 25. She's been improving. She's still got that great wrestling. What does Shanna Young struggle with? Wrestlers. Since she got to the UFC, she's 1-3. She's been taken down in every one of her fights, choked out, pounded out, 30-26 by Macy Chiasson. I just don't really know what you would see in the tape, the stats, the history to make you pick Shanna Young unless you're just taking a blind shot on a big dog, and hopefully it works out for you. But I see this being one-way traffic and Maverick getting this done pretty easily. By
the way, you could have given Frank for going money line and not inside the distance. I bet that would have beefed it up a little bit.
That would have beefed it up a lot going.
Oh, yeah. So why am I getting all the hate?
Because well, listen, you're going to look like a genius if the fight gets finished within that little window of the start of the second round.
Oh, my God.
And I mean, you're going to be able to have the biggest victory lap of all time if that happens. That after you told Frank to take the over 1.5 in the Aljo TJ fight.
Yeah, yeah. That's true.
You'll be you'll be a seeing eye man, or whatever they call it, seeing the future there. Next up, Derek Minner, Cheyenne Nordenbecka. I'm going to take it under 2.5 here. So Minner, 20 of his 26 wins are by finish in the first round. And when he loses, he almost exclusively gets finish. 11 of his 13 losses by finish. 34 of his 39 fights have not seen the third round. These guys combined 87 professional fights between the two guys. Big sample size. 68 have gone under the 2.5. That's 78% of the time. And you're giving me a line of -125. I'm willing to take a little shot on it. And then just work with me here. Just follow me. Derek Minner, 26 professional wins, 22 of them coming by submission, including 13 of his last 14. Nordenbecka, 10 professional losses, 6 of them coming by submission. Minner, 72% takedown accuracy. Nordenbecka, 40% takedown defense. Minner, 2.8 sub attempts per 15 minutes. Good for the most in featherweight history. I'm not going to say it hits, but I think we're going to have a good shot on it. I think it's going to be live. We're taking another sub prop. You know, we've had so much success with these in the past. Derek Minner by sub plus 300.
Wow, what a breakdown that was. I mean, that was some of your finest work right there.
I mean, you got to follow the numbers sometimes. You got to follow the stats.
Yeah.
Let's keep it rolling. Tagir Ulanbekov money line. Tagir kind of in this weird limbo of fighters. Like, can I trust them? Last year when he fought Alan Nascimento, very sweaty from the beginning of the fight till the moment he got his hand raised. I did not know if he was going to be able to win that one. Then against Tim Elliott, he kind of played into Elliott's game plan, gets dropped in the first round, has a great finishing round, but isn't able to get the decision, gets a loss, you know, costs us all some money. So I don't know if I can fully trust him, but I'm going to give him one more shot against Nate Maness. Tough weight cut for Nate Maness. I mean, he is 5'10", and he's coming down to flyweight for the first time ever. You know, if you've looked at his stats, he's fought at lightweight, he's fought catchweight 140, he's fought at featherweight, he's fought at, you know, most recently bantamweight. He's not a scrawny dude either. Like, he's got muscle on him. I don't really know where these last 10 pounds are going to come off. I think that's a pretty big red flag if you're going to be backing him, just because you don't know how he's going to look. If you want to wait till you see him on the scales, obviously I can respect that decision. But I mean, even if he does have an easy weight cut, I think he will have his hands full a little bit with Tagir Ulanbekov. I mean, if you just go back and watch his last fight, Umar Nurmagomedov beats him pillar to post. It was never even close. Every round goes in, takes him down, dominated each round, 30-25, 30-26, however you saw it. It was not close. And I don't know, last time I checked, who's Umar Nurmagomedov close friends with? Who does he train with? Oh, yeah, that's Tagir Ulanbekov. Take a look at old Umar Nurmagomedov's story last night. Who would that be? Tagir Ulanbekov signing some posters before UFC Apex 64. You'd have to think having him in the corner, having him on the team, obviously Khabib, you know, Javi Mendez, that whole team as well. You know what the game plan is. You need to come in, you need to grapple, and that's your path to victory. I just think the same issues that were presented to Nate Maness against Umar Nurmagomedov will be presented here as well. Maybe not as dominant, but I think he will be able to have those same advantages and get it done by either unanimous decision. He does have subs, but the way Maness fought off Umar that whole fight, I doubt the sub happened. So Tagir Ulanbekov by decision. That's what I'm feeling here.
All right.
Next up, let's go to the co-main. It's Daniel Rodriguez. So both these dudes, very tough. They have finishing capabilities, but they're not really lethal. I mean, Neil Magny has the most decision wins in welterweight history. So I see this just being a close competitive decision. And in what I think is going to be a close competitive decision, I'm going to side with the guy that I'm getting at plus 225 by decision that just throws and throws and throws. I mean, he lands 7.75 significant strikes a minute. That is the most in welterweight history. Plus, I also think he has the more powerful shots, something that he couldn't say in the last fight against the Leech. A little bit of cause for concern, you know, the staph infection on his elbow that moved this fight to this card. Magny's got a huge reach advantage, but I do think just D-Rod's going to have the better boxing here. I think it probably will stay on the feet for a majority of the fight. I know Magny has the potential threat of the takedowns, but I see this being a boxing match. I see D-Rod being able to close down that range and winning a very close decision. And if you look at the odds, as razor thin as they are on the money line, minus 110, Magny, minus 105, D-Rod, if you look at the decision odds, Magny's plus 120, D-Rod's plus 225. That was just some value that I could not ignore. So I threw a half unit down on D-Rod by decision.
That would be a massive win for him.
Would be a massive win. Would be really fun to watch. He does hold power, but I mean, Magny, dude, he just does not quit. He is a tough man to finish. Last up, main event, back-to-back weeks that I kind of get, you know, my biased main event pick. I mean, it was Arnold Allen last week, big fan of his. Now it's Marina Rodriguez. I had the future honor to maybe be the flyweight champion by the end of 2023. Obviously, that is not going to happen, but I think she's going to get that shot. Or by the end of 2022. I think she gets the shot in 2023 with a win in this fight, and I think that's exactly what she's going to do. I talked about value on the D-Rod decision. There might not be a ton of value here on Marina Rodriguez money line at minus 205, but I'm going to play her regardless because I am a fan of hers. I think she's just going to have the volume advantage, the clear striking advantage. Sure, Lemos has the power, but I don't know if she's going to be able to find the chin of Marina Rodriguez, and I just think over the 25 minutes, especially in those later rounds, she's just going to out-volume her, out-strike her, outland her, and be able to get this one done by decision. If you look at when she struggles, it's usually against women that rely on their wrestling. Obviously, we talked about the Carlos Esparza fight, Cynthia Calvillo. Randa Marcos, they all went for takedowns, relied on racking up control time. I just don't see Amanda Lemos doing that. There's no history to show that she's really the wrestling type. I mean, she hasn't landed a takedown in her last 5 fights. The most control time she's ever racked up is only 2.5 minutes. I just don't see her going for the lay and pray tactics. She probably has the better grappling, slicker submission game, but I just don't see her laying it down. And I think Marina Rodriguez, over the last 5 fights or last 4 fights she's had since the Esparza fight, I think she's improved that takedown defense. So I think she'll have success here. And I do think this is a step up in competition for Amanda Lemos. And I think Marina Rodriguez is the one that's going to be getting her hand raised.
And then getting a title shot, apparently.
I mean, is it crazy to think she gets a title shot? She's the number 3 strawweight.
No, I thought if Rose would have beaten Carla, she was getting the title shot. She was the biggest loser that night.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, other than Rose, of course, who lost the belt. But in terms of like, it changed her path. This obviously would get her back on that track. But yeah, I mean, it felt like, I mean, Rose had fought, I mean, had she beat Carla, she had the wins over Zhang Weili and everyone else. I felt like that was going to be the next fight. So I could see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like we've been talking about her getting a title shot since she beat Dern last year.
Yep.
2 quick parlays for you before we go.
Yes, sir.
Right here, over 1.5s galore. Madsen Dawson, Rodriguez Magny, Rodriguez Lemos, all over 1.5, pays out plus 107. See all those fights going along. And then a little cross parlay, UFC Apex 64, UFC 281. I went Miranda Maverick, Aaron Blanchfield, Zhang Weili to be and new champion of the strawweight division. That pays out at minus 102. Had Jailton Almeida in there, but unfortunately we lost him.
Yeah, that was a bummer. All right, there you go. A little Zhang Weili. Nice, I like it.
Yeah,
it's very rare that you do that.
Very rare, but I felt like those are some favorable matchups, and then we start the raising money now. We're already at $20.
Damn,
$13.50. That's what we're going to beat.
Who was the first person?
I don't know.
Some random guy.
So random.
I feel like, is it inappropriate to put a number?
I have put a number, 1351.
Oh, okay. I feel like
we just want to beat last year. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can do it. I think we can do it. It's in the bio of all my social medias.
Yeah. You have a link, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a link in the bio.
All right, cool. And by the way, where does the money go to? Is it to raise awareness? Is it like, I know what does the Movember charity do? Yeah,
awareness, and then like they have like individual projects like targeting men-specific cancers, suicide prevention, things like that.
That is great. And do they only do stuff in November?
No, I think they do it year round, but I think obviously
this is when
the big moneymaker is the month of November.
All right. By the way, let me just add quickly before I go to Mr. New York Rick, our social media expert. How do you feel about my comments regarding Twitter?
Yeah, I feel like you're personalizing it, if I'm being honest.
Well,
like all social platforms are this way.
No, I just said I want Twitter to get swallowed up by the ground and burned to hell.
Yeah, but that's because that's your experience on Twitter. Also,
you're saying all
have this ability to be toxic.
You don't think Twitter has gone worse?
No, I think social media in general is just.
I feel like the comments in Twitter and the toxicity in Twitter is a lot more prevalent than in Instagram, because when you're going through Instagram stories, posts, you're not scrolling through comments. You're just looking at what that person is posting.
Sure, but there's solutions for that.
Well,
blocking,
ignoring, blocking,
muting, following different people.
Yeah.
You are the master of this domain. You are allowing your experience to be tainted. That's on you.
Yeah. Okay. Enough about me. How do you feel about all this like charging for verification and all that?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm not speaking as the MMA fighting account. I'm speaking as
of course.
Eric Jackman, New York Rick. Yeah, not going to happen. I'm just not paying for that. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Is it 100%?
It seems that way. Yeah, it seems like he's definitively said that it's going to be $8.
So if you don't pay the $8, you lose the badge next to your name.
What an unfortunate turn of events for GC, who just got the badge. I mean, it would be 1 month.
We worked hard. We worked hard to get it.
And I mean, honestly, like now, I feel like, paying $8 a month, like I feel like having the badge next to your name now will be like a little bit corny.
It's like It's
just
like
paid for it.
It's like being a member of UFC gym as opposed to like your local gym. Like only like the real whack jobs do that, right?
Let me say
I
this.
have no comment on that.
Let me say this. I get it. Why shouldn't there be levers to make Twitter additional money? Like this makes complete sense.
100%. But
charging.
Doesn't he say we need to do this to try to like weed out the trolls and the fakes and whatnot? And isn't the whole point of the verification thingy to do just that?
There's two things that are happening. Verification is also being tied to Twitter Blue. I'm not sure if you're aware of Twitter Blue, but Twitter Blue, there is a service right now that people pay for Twitter. There's a premium subscription.
What do you get from
right now? Access to certain media articles, priority on certain things. Like it's essentially what he's describing. He's combining the two. Twitter Blue and verification will be one package, and it will be $8. And I get it. To the point about separating out the bots and trolls, I think you'll actually find he's probably more aligned with you than I think you'll think. Like I think he is very pro weeding out the bots. He is very pro making it necessary for people to show who they are. So
I would imagine.
I think that
he gets an infinite amount of them. I'm just wondering why you would want to charge people to have the thing that was put in place to weed out the imposters from the real ones. Like, let's just say Woj, right? Woj breaks all this news, and there's all these fake Woj accounts. Woj is like, I'm not going to be. Now we're going to have a very hard time knowing what's real, what's fake. You're going to have to look at the followers. People fall for it now.
Is there going to be like a vetting process? Like I think that there will be a million Wojs that are verified.
Yeah.
This is me speculating, but I think that there will be a very aggressive movement toward removing those types of people that are just bots, that are just imitation.
But what if Woj says, I don't want to pay for this? Doesn't it make the whole Twitter experience worse if there's a bunch of people?
Why?
What if someone else
But
comes
I'm saying,
up with a
what I'm
Woj
saying is
NDA
I think they will try to weed out the fakes in a much more aggressive way than just blue check or not blue check. Does that make sense? I think that
do you have
Elon Musk's the reason that he went to court with Twitter after initially saying he will purchase it was over the fact that they've misrepresented how many bots were on the platform. He is very anti-bot. He is very aggressive against the idea that artificial people are on the platform, and it should only be an actual community for people who are being authentically themselves and giving voice to things. So I think in concert with the idea that verification or the verified badge will be purchasable, I think there will also be, and this is again me speculating, but based on his words and his actions, will also be an aggressive purge of those types of bots, so that at Woj will be at Woj, and you won't really have to worry about a bot cropping up and trying to fake it.
Do you have to have a certain amount of followers to be able to buy this verification?
Not as far as I've seen or understand.
So then again, like let's say myself, right? I'm like, nah, I'm not going to pay for this. And then there's someone who starts Ariel MMA and pays $8. Now all of a sudden they're verified just because they paid $8. Doesn't that confuse the people? Doesn't that make the experience
Well,
worse?
I think again, verification is going to mean something different, right? It's just premium. It's not necessarily vetting. It's not necessarily like these are the people to trust and these are not the people to trust. It's literally, are you buying the premium package or not?
Do you think there should be a system in place where if you have X amount of followers, let's say you have 10 million followers or something like that, you should get that verification? I mean, everyone knows who Kim Kardashian is, right?
If I was doing it, if I was making the rules, I would say no, it should be based on like companies. Like I think companies should be verified. I think news outlets and things like that should be verified.
Okay.
People I'm not as concerned about and don't think necessarily.
I like that.
I think a news outlet should be verified.
Yeah, ESPN,
but an individual person like a
Fox.
Kim Kardashian,
Doesn't matter.
Not particularly concerned.
Do you think this will end up being a good thing for the experience or a worse thing? And by the way, my comments about it being swallowed up have nothing to do with Elon. Like it just
it's not specific to
it's
Elon
about
Musk. But
what the
I think
experience
his vision
has
of Twitter
become.
is probably closer to your vision of Twitter.
Maybe
if I'm
maybe
being
he's
honest.
doing that. Maybe he's doing that. Do you think that Twitter should be a paid service? Everyone has to pay. Like
that's essentially what this. That's essentially what this is.
No, non-verification. You have to pay 99 cents just even to have an account.
Oh, yeah, that's well, yeah, now you're really changing the base,
Yeah.
and I don't know if that would be successful.
Is
I
there,
think Twitter is still going to keep a lot of users for free, and then there will be some that they're able to shift to premium
do you like
users.
this?
But I think if you charged completely, that'd be tough. That'd be tough.
Do you think this is good?
Don't know. Too early. Too early to say.
Is there a Twitter competitor right now? Like, you know how everyone says like, oh, Reels and TikTok, this and that. Who's doing something like Twitter?
Twitter's very unique. I wouldn't say there's a Twitter competitor,
Who could
but I
stand
think
to
they're
gain
fighting
from
for
all
social
this?
space,
Right.
other social platforms.
Okay.
For sure.
So TikTok
If
and
there's an
Instagram are over there
opportunity-
being like, charge $15.
Yeah, they're well, the models are different. Every social platform is going to have a different model, but yeah, if there's an opportunity, then I think, you know, in change is where those opportunities can be most taken advantage of. So if it is ultimately for the worse, and if it is ultimately changing the experience for on Twitter in a way that Instagram or Meta, now the parent company of Instagram and Facebook, can take advantage of, they will. They definitely will. And so we'll.
I've always been a big proponent of social media, and it certainly helped me out tremendously. But yeah, it doesn't feel as fun.
I'm telling you, man, you have to take some authority. And
the problem is
ownership
people use the block as a badge of honor. So then you don't want to give them that
So
satisfaction.
why does that matter to you? Let them.
Yeah, who cares?
Because then
You'll
they
never
post
hear
it.
from 'em again.
Look at this soft ass mofo. Look at this
That's
guy.
all right.
And who are they
Block 'em
saying
for a
that to?
reason? Who cares?
I don't
Their
know.
buddy? Who
No,
are they
so
saying that to?
I enjoy the idea of muting them and them just speaking to no one. I feel like that's
So
funny.
do it.
No, I
Do
do
that
that
all the
too.
time.
But then when you mute someone, they still pop up. So then it's like, oh, it's not really. It's like there and
Block them.
You can always take the post and run strategy.
Think-
That's
Think
the real
about what
problem.
you
By the way,
just-
that's how I use TikTok and Instagram.
So then you're literally saying.
I
what
know,
I'm
but
saying.
for
Use
some
it the
reason
same
on
way,
Twitter,
but
it's so there. Like the comments are just there.
think about the psychology of what you just said.
I know.
You don't want to give this random loser the
I
personal
know.
satisfaction of the block. So you're willing to sacrifice your own happiness of not blocking them and not seeing them ever again.
Do you think I should just
so
block?
that they can't have the satisfaction?
I only have one block worthy type of thing, right? Like one thing that is worthy of the block.
One trigger for it, one like automatic.
Yeah.
What is
It's
it?
when people disrespect the guest, when they say shitty lineup, boring lineup. That's the one thing. I was like, yeah, fuck.
I like that you have
that's
system
my only
for
line.
it, though,
Now, one could
bar.
say like, you know, when they call you a dirty Jew, that should probably be the line.
Yeah, I'd say that's block
yeah.
worthy.
Yeah, that's probably a good line to have. Yeah,
But to be honest, I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
I have a no block policy.
You're telling me to block and you don't have a block policy?
Yeah, because but here's the difference between you and me. My experience is very curated. I only follow people I like.
Right.
I only read things like if somebody's giving me feedback and I don't care for it, I'm just gonna ignore it or move on. It doesn't stick with me.
GC, do you
The
block?
random eggs don't
Now
get
that you've
me.
become
like
so
that.
much more famous?
There's a few people that I've blocked, but it's like making ridiculous claims, like where it's just like there's no positive at all coming from this person's account towards me. I'm a pretty big muter as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
I advocate
just
for
go
this.
mute these
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
like
should.
I like a couple people that I blocked, like when they're like, oh, you know, if I get good line movement and they're like, oh, fake lines, this scam artist. I'm like, who am I scamming? I do this for free. Like, also, like, here's the bet slip, man. Like, it's like stuff like that. I'll just block them. It's just like this person is just ignorant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I like it.
fascinating.
I encourage healthier habits. That's what I will stump for.
No, sure. I would like to partake in those habits. It's just, you know,
Yeah.
tough. It's tough. It's a lot
But
of
yes,
It is.
it's way too early.
a lot of
TBD.
When is this
I
going
get
to? When is this going to?
Oh,
play?
he's owner. He's the man now.
Is he the
He's guy
sole
in
owner?
in the chair? No.
Twitter's
There's
public,
other
right?
investors. Yeah, there's a well. It's
Is it not?
not based on that. He came in with a group, and
Got it.
like it wasn't all his money. There are additional stakeholders in it. But he's been in charge for a few days now. I think this paid subscription service is supposed to be at some point next week. I believe that this will shift over.
And how much was it?
if it
4 billion or
reaches timeline.
something?
4.4, I think was the number.
Man, could you imagine buy a sports team or Twitter? Like
And
you,
he chose Twitter, and now he's
Twitter's-
on Twitter.
like you could buy the Suns probably for 4.4 billion.
One's more of a headache, but more powerful, which I would say for Twitter. Like I feel like
so much more fun to own a sports team. Just
I mean, the
print
fact
money.
that the fact that the owner of Twitter is like on Twitter trolling people is
It's bizarre.
I mean, it's a ridiculous world.
How soon before
It's
he
unique.
starts giving people their Twitter back?
See that I think I saw an article that this is not going to happen for a while.
Oh, okay. And when
They're
does
not
he
gonna
want
be,
the
like,
Twitter
reinstated.
paid thingy to go into effect?
I think next week was the
Oh, wow.
deadline.
So,
Yeah, I think
so
this is
one
happening
day
real
all
soon.
these people's badges are going to go away next week.
Well, the details are hazy, right? Like
What was
it's
it?
still kind of
Wild,
internal,
Wild
but
West.
like that's the assumption. That's
Wow.
the assumption.
There's a lot of people who feel very strongly about those check marks.
I mean, I'm looking at it like I just opened Twitter and I'm looking at one that someone tweeted at him. LMAO at a billionaire earnestly trying to sell people on the idea that free speech is actually an $8 a month subscription plan. And he responds back, your feedback is appreciated. Now pay $8. I mean, this is the owner of Twitter saying that.
And all those dudes from back in the day, like Jack and all those guys,
That's what
they're
I'm
gone.
saying.
They're all gone.
Rick
I
Ryan's
think
better.
Jack is Jack Dorsey. We're talking about is
Yeah.
involved in a new social media service that he's starting up. I also believe, and please don't quote me on this, I could be incorrect. I believe he has some kind of stake now in the new Twitter, but I could be
In
wrong on
Twitter.
that. So
Well, this is all fascinating.
double check
I'll never
that for
forget
me.
the first time I ever heard about Twitter. It was the night of the Affliction event going up against the Anderson Silva James Irvin card, July 19th, 2008. And I was working for MMA Rated. GC, I think, was in 4th grade at the time.
Fifth. Yeah.
Is that legit?
No.
Oh,
What,
okay.
when was
2008.
8th grade?
8th grade. All right. And Sang No, who worked with me at MMA Rated, is like, you need to get on Twitter and you could tweet about both events. I was like, what is this? I'm just going to write out things for people. And that's
Yeah.
the only day the MMA Rated Twitter account was in action, and those tweets are still up. How about that?
It was only
Moment
Twitter.com.
in time.
One day.
One day we did it, yeah. And then it just kind of died off. You can see it right now. It's twitter.com/MMA Rated.
I'm heading over there right now. You wrote these?
Yeah, it was me and him together.
Oh, yeah. Sick pick.
Yeah, yeah,
67 followers still.
yeah.
Time
Fedor
capsule right there.
destroyed Sylvia.
Yeah,
36 seconds.
there it is.
I mean, detailed breakdown.
It's
Yeah,
like
you
it's
know,
like a
you know,
legit
exactly.
time capsule,
Yeah.
that thing.
It is a time
Arlovsky
capsule.
Rothwell, best fight of the night. Arlovsky knocked Rothwell out.
How about the fact that Arlovsky just fought and Rothwell is still thriving?
I was just thinking that
Isn't that
because I was
crazy?
going to ask Connor, do you know who Sylvia is?
No, I don't.
Yeah, because I was
8th
thinking
grade.
that. I was like, he might not know Sylvia, but Arlovsky and Rothwell
Yeah.
are still
I
doing
mean, these
it. That's
tweets
crazy.
are fire. Just
What else we
one
got?
night
Yeah,
on Earth, July 19th,
Yeah.
2008, a really special night.
It was.
Yeah, I had just turned 15.
head to head.
Maybe pay for the
Uh,
verification on that one.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
CB1 BTW. I mean, just brilliant breakdowns.
What does that mean?
Is that CB
Oh.
Tell me
Dalloway
you're the-
one?
Oh,
the
CB1.
author.
I thought one. Yeah. I think that was CB Dalloway on the July 19th card. Yeah, the UFC card. Yeah.
536. Wow. What a finish.
There you go. I wasn't
Yeah,
sure
but you
what
see
the hell
what-
we were doing.
What's funny about that is there's still people in MMA media who tweet that exact tweet.
That is a
now.
good one, yeah.
In 2022,
maybe
that's
even
still
me.
a tweet for MMA
Live
media.
now was one tweet. Just
Yeah, I was
just live
I was letting people know there were a
Yeah, I mean,
lot of
you were-
people following.
I mean, you were firing these things off, man.
Yeah. I can't take all the credit. It was Sang and I.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no
hope he's
worries.
doing well, Sang. Haven't talked to him in 14 years.